You auditioned for Saturday Night Live.
Yeah.
Kenan auditioned for Saturday Night Live.
Yeah.
And I guess you guys auditioned for a very similar, the same role.
Yeah.
Losing, I mean, you guys had played all these, was in these sketch comedies and did these shows together.
Yeah.
Did that strain your relationship to lose that audition to him?
No, I think that I explained it, what really happened. You know what I mean? There was this divide of me, you all don't understand what I'm dealing with through the process of all the things I'm dealing with.
Right.
Or even with these producers and the writer, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. What's going on? And it's for them, it just looked like, yo, Kel is just, you know, doing his own thing. He's frustrated. And he doesn't know it. And that wasn't what it was. Right. I had my own personal things that I was dealing with. When we got on Saturday Night Live now, you're talking about this is years, and we hadn't spoken in a while.
Right.
And it was a lot.
So had you guys not spoken prior to Saturday Night Live?
Not at all. Yeah, we hadn't spoken.
Yeah.
Yeah, we hadn't spoken. And so that's the thing about it. It's like there was this, when I talk about the isolation and when I talk about work, see, when people watch us on television, they're thinking like, oh, this is brothers. You know what I mean? They hang out all the time, but this is a job. You know what I mean? So when it ended, we are adults. You know what I mean? So I always explain like this. There's 3 generations of all that. Like we were 94 to 2000. Then it came back around 2005 to 2010, and we weren't on that process of that show. And then we brought it back in 2019, right? And that went for only like 2 seasons.
Right.
And so you got to kind of look at like us being adults and navigating our own things throughout life. And we hadn't talked in a long time. And when Saturday Night Live came along, I was going through probably the worst time of my life. You know what I mean? Like you're talking about from 97, 98, to now it's 2004. You know what I mean? Like when he gets on the show around that time. And we go to audition. I didn't even know Kenan was going to be there. You know what I mean? And there was a lot of, D-Ray was there, JB Smooth, a lot of different other, actors. And I think I talk about this like, people look at us like New Edition. You grew up with us.
Right.
You know what I mean? So there's this love there. And so they felt like it was like this fight. But it wasn't. It was just a thing of, oh, you here too? Okay, let's audition. And for me, it was like, I need this. I got to get this job. I got kids at home. I want to get this job. Make sure this happened. I'm thinking in that process. And I remember when I got on stage, I did original characters. I had already been doing my DVD stuff. So I remember I auditioned with Michael Jackson if he was allergic to trees. And so I did a whole thing where he was sneezing, and that's how he came up with all that. So I did that on stage, but it was very physical. You know what I mean? And I remember that. And I was drinking at the time, too, when I did it. So I remember I got on stage, I was just going. And then what was already happening in my life at that point already, with all the things that was going on. And, I didn't get the audition, which was fine, though, because there's so many other comedians that didn't, on Saturday Night Live. And I don't look at it as like I was upset at my boy. And that wasn't what it was. But what really was going on was what was happening behind the scenes. What was going on where we just didn't talk,
How did it feel to finally be reunited?
With Kenan?
Yeah.
Years later, as far as like with Goodberg? Which is funny. It was, I want to say, I was on Game Shakers. It was a show on Nickelodeon that I went back on. And now here's the process of this. The same writer, this was his show. Right. Now he was doing a new show. Prior to this, I was invited to Kids' Choice Awards to give him an award, and with all the other actors, and knowing the past of us button heads, right, and knowing too the conversations that he had with other people as far as like, forget Kel, I don't want to work with Kel, this type of thing, type of person he is, right? Right. And I remember thinking, now I'm the man of like, a man of faith around this time. And I'm just like, in the process of things that I've went through, I was like, forgiveness is a serious thing. You know what I mean? And I was just like, I'm gonna forgive. And also too, I want the other producers to know, like, this is not a thing. I don't hold any grudges. I'm not holding any grudges. So they were surprised. I said, okay, yeah, I'll do it. So I went on stage and I did that. That ended up being where now all the producers were like, yo, Kel, he's cool with Nickelodeon. He's cool with us.
Right.
So then they were just like, okay, cool. And then they had me audition to be on Game Shakers, the show.
Right.
Part of me was like, well, y'all know what I can do, this type of thing. But I was like, I'm going to audition and do my thing. And so I auditioned, been on the show, and got on that show. When I got on that show, he actually was the one who said, hey, yo, you and Kenan, y'all should, reach out. And he gave me Kenan's number.
Right.
You know what I mean? And we actually reached out to one another. And me and Kenan had I want to say a 1-hour conversation of us just talking on the phone and me telling a little bit about my life of what I had went through and him sharing too, but not all the way sharing, but him just like shocked by what was really going on behind the scenes and all that I had dealt with and what was going on. And that was good for us to have that conversation as adults, and have that hour conversation and talk to one another. Then right after that, we did Fallon, where we got together to do the Good Burger.
Right.
Yeah, together. And within that process, though, which was really deep, I told him, I said, yo, look, I'm not getting back in contact with you because of that. You know what I mean? I could care less. If we don't do this, it's whatever. I know us as brothers and what we've been through and the experiences that we experienced. We need to talk to one another. Because the thing, and we found out within that conversation that we both had people talking within our ear while we were going through the process. Just the people telling me things about Kenan, people telling things about me to him.
Telling him things about you.
Yeah, during that process with the producers and writers and trying to break that up and keep us apart. And we told ourselves we wouldn't allow that to happen again. And we really did that. Now every day we're speaking to one another as far as brothers and just checking on each other.
Right.
Yeah.
You guys did Good Burger 2 together.
Yeah.
Can we expect to see more projects between you and Kenan?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. We've definitely been talking about more projects.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you ever, when you've done what you've done for such an extended period of time, do you ever feel like you might get typecast?
Typecast? No, I don't actually.
Because you're a pastor, you can rap, you do music, you sketch, you do voiceovers, so it's kind of hard to put you in a box because they try to put you in this box and you over here. Yeah,
and I feel like with a lot of, we'll say child actors, they have one character. And so it gets to a point where it's almost like, oh, well, do that thing.
Right.
But I have so many different characters that they can lean on. And then now, being through this whole process with people seeing me as an adult now, too, it's just been a fun playing field to be able to act in different assets. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, when you were on the set of, what was that, Good Burger 2, you had a schedule like you was like Jada Pinkett and Set It Off.
No, that wasn't a sketch.
In the movie.
Yeah.
So how do you go about coming up with, this is what I'm going to do? How do you do that?
Well, Ed has been Ed since '94, and then now to revisit with him as an adult to play Ed was an awesome process. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And how the whole Set It Off thing happened, I remember it was the makeup artist. That's what happened. And you went through a similar thing.
Yeah, you remember that? Boy, they had your boy looking happy.
So basically,
they had me looking like, they tell I look like Little Richard, I look like Randy Jackson. Man, they had me like, I was looking like everybody.
Yeah, so, for years I had my beard, and I hadn't done it in a while. And so the thing was that I told the makeup artist, I said, yeah, just do full makeup, just cover up. And she did the full. So, but you gotta be careful how you tell. What makeup artist you say do full.
Yeah.
So I said do full, and she gave me that. You know what I mean? And I already have high cheekbones.
I told her I wanted to be casket clean. They took me literally. They took me literally. Kel, they had me in the casket.
Yeah, right. So you said casket clean.
Yeah,
right? And I said full, and she gave me that. That beat. The look that they say.
Everything.
And so, and I go out as Ed, and I'm not looking at the monitors.
Yeah.
So it's the first week, and I'm not looking at the monitors. You same, right?
Same thing.
And I'm doing this character, and I'm just doing it. And then it wasn't until somebody took a picture, end of the day, sweating his makeup. Somebody took a picture because we signed an autograph.
Yeah.
And it went viral. And it was like, yo, look at that. And if you watch the movie, you'll see within the process they fixed that.
Yeah.
It's just like one or two scenes where I look like that. But what I've always learned is that you lean into a joke. Because if you start trying to argue with it, and So I was like, okay, I got the braids. It looks like Set It Off, and we said that, and we just leaned into the joke and making the people laugh, and it's all promotion. It was marketing the movie.
Man, they had plates and everything. I came out of ESPN. They had plates. They had chicken. They had. I said, oh man, but they got me good, kid. They had me on that one. Yeah. But what happened was is that the makeup artists, ESPN, they have rotational. Yeah. So it's kind of hard to figure it out because you get one day, you get one the next day, you get one next week. So you might get 15, and so it's not a consistent person that's working on you each particular time. Yeah, exactly. And then the lighting, you might be in the box, which is like just you and the camera, or you might be on stage where it's well lit. So when I say, hey, make your boy casket clean.
Yeah, man.
They had your boy there like,
they did that. You feel me? They did
I said, I didn't mean literally, ma'am. I didn't mean literally. Want to join Club Shay Shay? Become an official member by hitting that subscribe button, where you never know who's going to be joining us for drinks and conversation. Don't be late to the party because we like to do something before two something.